Imagine, if you will, that your life is not a single fixed timeline, but rather an infinite tapestry of potential realities, all existing simultaneously. You, my beloved, are the master weaver of this tapestry, constantly moving between these realities with each thought, each belief, and each assumption you hold to be true. But how can you know when you have shifted? How can you recognize that you are now experiencing a different version of your world? The first sign, and perhaps the most profound, is a sudden and inexplicable shift in your emotional state. You may find yourself feeling lighter, more joyful, more at peace with the world around you. This is not mere coincidence or a fleeting mood. It is a reflection of the new reality you have stepped into. In this new world, the very fabric of your being resonates at a higher frequency, attuned to the infinite love and abundance that is your true nature. Consider for a moment the times when you've experienced a sudden uplift in your mood, a sense of optimism that seemed to come from nowhere. This, my dear friends, is not random. It is a clear indication that you have shifted your consciousness to a reality where joy and positivity are your natural state of being. You have, in essence, tuned yourself to a different station on the cosmic radio, one that broadcasts endless possibilities and fulfilled desires. But the signs of your shift go beyond mere emotions. Look around you, observe the world with new eyes, and you will begin to notice subtle changes in your environment. Perhaps you find that traffic lights turn green just as you approach, or that you consistently find the perfect parking spot. These are not mere coincidences. They are manifestations of your new reality, one in which the universe conspires in your favor, smoothing your path and aligning circumstances to your benefit. In this new reality, you may also notice that your relationships begin to transform. People who once irritated you now seem more tolerable, even pleasant. Conflicts that once seemed insurmountable now resolve themselves with surprising ease. This is because in this new world you are vibrating at a frequency of love and understanding, and the people around you cannot help but respond in kind. You have shifted to a reality where harmony and mutual respect are the norm, not the exception. Your physical body, too, provides evidence of your shift. You may find that chronic ailments begin to ease, that you have more energy, that you sleep more soundly. This is because in your new reality, health and vitality are your natural state. Your body is simply aligning itself with the perfection that you have always been, that you have now allowed yourself to experience. Another compelling sign of your shift is a newfound sense of synchronicity in your life. You may find that you think of someone only to have them call you moments later, or you may come across exactly the information you need, precisely when you need it. These synchronicities are not mere chance. They are the universe responding to your thoughts and desires, confirming that you are in perfect alignment with your true self. In this new reality, you may also notice a shift in your perception of time. Days may seem to flow more smoothly, without the usual sense of rush or urgency. You accomplish more, yet feel less stressed. This is because you have shifted to a reality where time is abundant, where you are always in the right place at the right time, effortlessly achieving your goals and fulfilling your desires. Your dreams, too, may become more vivid, more meaningful. You may find yourself having prophetic dreams, or waking with solutions to problems that had previously baffled you. This is because in your new reality, the veil between your conscious and subconscious mind has thinned, allowing you greater access to the infinite wisdom that resides within you. One of the most telling signs that you have shifted realities is a newfound sense of purpose and direction in your life. Goals that once seemed unattainable now feel within reach. You may find yourself taking inspired action, moving confidently towards your desires without doubt or fear. This is because in your new reality, You are fully aligned with your true purpose, and the universe conspires to support you in every way. But perhaps the most profound sign of all is a shift in your sense of self. You may find that you no longer identify solely with your physical body or your personal history. Instead, you begin to recognize yourself as a vast, infinite being capable of creating any reality you choose. This expanded sense of self is the true you, the eternal you now fully expressed in your everyday experience. My dear friends, these signs are not meant to be a checklist, something to anxiously monitor or force into being. They are natural expressions of your true state, glimpses of the infinite potential that you are. The very fact that you are hearing these words, contemplating these ideas, is itself a sign that you have already begun to shift. But you may ask, how can I consciously create these shifts? How can I move myself into these new, more desirable realities? The answer, my beloved, is simpler than you might imagine. It lies in the power of your imagination and your unwavering faith in the reality of your desires. To shift reality, you must first understand that your imagination is not a fantasy, not a mere daydream, but the very substance of reality itself. When you imagine a desired state, you are not creating something new, but rather tuning into a reality that already exists. Your task is simply to accept it, to feel its truth, to live from that state here and now. Begin by choosing a desire, something you wish to experience in your reality. It could be anything: perfect health, a loving relationship, abundant wealth, or a sense of deep inner peace. Now close your eyes and imagine that this desire is already fulfilled. See it, feel it, taste it, touch it in your mind's eye. Make it as real and as vivid as you possibly can. But do not stop there. The key to shifting realities is to persist in this imaginal act. You must live from the state of your wish fulfilled, not just for a moment or an hour, but consistently, persistently, until it becomes your dominant feeling state. This is what I mean when I say assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You must become in feeling the person you would be if your desire were already a fact. As you persist in this state, you will begin to notice the signs we have discussed. Your emotions will shift, your outer world will respond, synchronicities will abound. These are all confirmations that you are indeed experiencing a new reality. But do not become attached to these signs or anxiously await them. Your only task is to persist in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, to live as if your desire is already a fact. Remember, my dear friends, that time is no barrier in the realm of imagination. In your imagination, you can be and have anything you desire instantly. There is no waiting, no process of becoming. In the moment you truly accept and feel the reality of your imagined state, you have shifted. The outer world may take time to reflect this shift, but make no mistake. The shift has occurred the moment you accepted it as real. Now, some of you may be wondering about the mechanics of this process. How can simply imagining and feeling create such profound shifts in reality? The answer lies in the nature of consciousness itself. You are not a physical being having occasional spiritual experiences. You are an infinite spiritual being having a temporary physical experience. Your consciousness, your awareness, is the one and only reality. Everything you perceive as out there is really occurring within you. The entire universe exists within your consciousness. When you shift your consciousness through imagination and feeling, you are quite literally shifting the entire universe. This is why your outer world invariably conforms to your inner assumptions. It has no choice. It is not separate from you. It is you, extended in space and time. When you grasp this truth, when you truly understand that there is no out there separate from your consciousness, you will understand the true power you wield in every moment. But my beloved, do not let this power frighten you or overwhelm you. It is your natural state, your birthright. You have been wielding this power along, creating your reality in every moment. The only difference now is that you are becoming conscious of the process, learning to direct it deliberately rather than unconsciously. As you begin to consciously shift your reality, you may encounter doubts or fears. Old beliefs and habits of thought may resist the new state you are attempting to assume. This is natural and to be expected. Remember, these doubts and fears are not obstacles to be overcome, but simply parts of the old reality you are leaving behind. When doubts arise, do not fight them or try to push them away. Simply observe them, acknowledge them, and then gently return to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Your persistence in the new state will eventually dissolve these doubts, just as the sun inevitably disperses the morning mist. It's important to understand that shifting realities is not about forcing change or struggling against your current circumstances. It is about allowing yourself to be who you truly are, to experience the abundance and joy that is your natural state. You are not creating something new, but rather allowing your true self to express itself more fully in your experience. As you continue to practice living from the state of your wish fulfilled, you may find that your desires themselves begin to change. What once seemed important may no longer hold the same appeal. This too is a sign of your shift. As you align more closely with your true self, your desires naturally evolve to reflect your expanding consciousness. My dear friends, the process of shifting realities is not a one-time event, but a continuous unfolding. Each shift opens up new possibilities, new potentials to explore. You are on an eternal journey of self-discovery and self-expression, constantly expanding and evolving. But remember, there is no ultimate destination, no final reality to reach. Each reality is perfect and complete in itself, a full expression of some aspect of your infinite being. Your task is not to reach some imagined perfect state, but to fully enjoy and appreciate each reality you experience, knowing that you have the power to shift at any moment. As you become more adept at consciously shifting realities, you may find that the very nature of your experience begins to change. The boundaries between different realities may begin to blur. You may have moments of expanded awareness where you can sense multiple realities simultaneously, understanding how they all fit together in the grand tapestry of existence. This expanded awareness can be both exhilarating and challenging. You may find yourself navigating between different versions of reality with increasing ease, but also with a growing sense of responsibility. For with great power comes great responsibility, and the power to consciously create your reality is the greatest power of all. But do not let this responsibility weigh you down. Remember that you are always supported, always guided by your higher self, by the infinite intelligence that is your true nature. Trust in this guidance, listen to your intuition, and you will always be led to the reality that serves your highest good and the highest good of all. As you continue to shift and expand your consciousness, you may also find that your sense of identity begins to change. The you that you thought you were, defined by your personal history, your physical attributes, your social roles, begins to feel less solid, less real. Instead, you begin to identify more with the awareness that observes all these things, the unchanging consciousness that persists through all your shifts and changes. This expanding sense of self is not a loss, but a tremendous gain. You are not losing yourself, but rather discovering your true self, the infinite, eternal being that you have always been. As you embrace this larger identity, you will find a deep sense of peace and security that nothing in the external world can shake. From this expanded state of awareness, you begin to see that all the different realities you experience are like waves on the ocean of your consciousness. Each wave is unique and beautiful, but none of them define or limit the ocean itself. You are that ocean, vast, deep, and infinitely creative. As you navigate through these different realities, you may find that your purpose begins to shift as well. Where once you may have been focused on personal gain or achievement, you may now feel called to serve others, to help them awaken to their own power to create reality. For as you shift and expand, you naturally lift others around you, inspiring them by your example. But remember, my dear friends, that even this desire to serve is just another experience, another reality to explore. Do not become attached to it or make it into a burden. Allow it to flow through naturally as an expression of your expanding love and awareness. As we near the end of our time together, I want to remind you that the site which discussed the emotional shifts, the synchronicities, the changes in your outer world are not the goal. They are simply signposts, confirmations of the inner shift that has already occurred. The true shift happens within, in the quiet sanctuary of your own consciousness. Your task, your joy, your privilege is simply to be aware, to watch with wonder and gratitude as your reality unfolds, knowing that it is all a reflection of your own magnificent, infinite being. Whether you experience what you consider positive or negative circumstances, know that it is all you, all an expression of some aspect of your consciousness. Embrace it all. Learn from it all. Enjoy it all. For in the end, this is why you are here, not to reach some final perfect state, but to experience the joy of creating, the thrill of exploration, the wonder of discovering yourself anew in each moment. My beloved, you leave here today, know that you have already shifted. The very fact that you have heard and contemplated these ideas is proof that you are no longer the same person you were when you arrived. You have expanded, you have grown, you have shifted to a new level of awareness. Go forth now and live from this new awareness. Allow yourself to be surprised and delighted by the new reality that unfolds around you. Trust in your power to shift at any moment, to create anew in every instant. For you are the operant power, the one and only creator of your experience. Remember, the entire universe exists to express the magnificence that you are. Every person, every circumstance, every experience is a gift, an opportunity to know yourself more fully, to express your true nature more completely. Embrace it all with love and gratitude, knowing that it is all you, all a reflection of your infinite eternal being. And so, my dear friends, as we bring this discourse to a close, I invite you to take a moment to feel the reality of who you truly are. Close your eyes if you wish, and allow yourself to expand beyond the confines of your physical body, beyond the limitations of your personal history, beyond even the boundaries of this present moment. Feel yourself as the vast, infinite awareness that you are. Feel the power that flows through you, the power to create worlds, to shift realities, to experience the fullness of existence in every moment. Feel the love that you are, the love that embraces all of creation, that knows no boundaries or conditions. From this expanded state, look at your life with new eyes. See the perfection in every detail, the divine order in every circumstance. Know that you have created it all, and that you have the power to create anew in every moment. Feel the freedom that comes with this knowledge, the joy of being the conscious creator of your experience. As you move forward from this moment, carry this awareness with you. Let it infuse every thought, every word, every action. Live from the state of your wishes fulfilled, not as a technique or a practice, but as the natural expression of who you truly are. For you are the blessing you seek, the love you desire, the abundance you crave. You are all of it here and now. Go forth, my beloved, and create consciously. Shift realities with joy and abandon. Explore the infinite possibilities that lie within you. And always remember the truth of who you are, the one and only creator of your experience, the infinite, eternal being expressing itself in human form. You are blessed, you are loved, you are infinite. Now go and live from that truth and watch as your world transforms before your very eyes. For truly the kingdom of heaven is within you, and it is from this inner realm that all outer realities spring forth. Thank you, my dear friends, for allowing me to share these truths with you. May your journey of conscious creation be filled with joy, wonder, and endless discovery. Remember, you are the miracle you seek, the power you revere, the love you long for. Embrace this truth, live from this truth, and watch as miracles unfold in every area of your life. Go now in peace and in power, knowing that you carry within you the ability to shift to any reality you desire. The choice is yours, the power is yours, the creation is yours. Use it wisely, use it lovingly, and above all, use it consciously. For in your conscious use of this power lies the key to your freedom, your fulfillment, and your ultimate realization of who you truly are. And so it is. Amen. I want you to take a moment and really contemplate these words. It's coming. What is this that we speak of? It is everything you have ever desired, everything you have ever imagined for yourself, everything you have ever dared to dream. And when we say trust in divine timing, we are acknowledging the perfect orchestration of the universe, the impeccable timing of God, which is your own wonderful human imagination. You see, my dear friends, the world you see around you is nothing more than the outpicturing of your own consciousness. Everything you experience in your physical reality is a reflection of your inner world, your thoughts, your beliefs, and most importantly, your imaginal acts. And just as there is perfect order in the universe, there is perfect timing in the manifestation of your desires. But let us dive deep into this concept. When we say as coming, we are affirming a fundamental truth of the universe, that which you have imagined, that which you have felt real in your imagination must inevitably come to pass in your physical experience. This is not wishful thinking, my friends. This is law. Consider for a moment the words of Scripture. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. What does this mean? It means that your faith, your unwavering belief in the reality of your imagined state, is the very substance that brings it into being. Your faith is the evidence of your desire's fulfillment, even before it is made manifest in the physical world. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Neville, I have been imagining and believing for so long, and still my desire has not come to pass. And to you I say, trust in divine timing. For just as a seed planted in the ground needs time to germinate and grow before it breaks through the surface, your imaginal acts need time to grow and develop in the unseen realm before they burst forth into your physical reality. Remember, my dear friends, that time is a construct of the human mind. In the realm of spirit, in the realm of your imagination, there is no time. All is now. When you imagine your desire fulfilled, when you step into the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you are experiencing it now in the spiritual realm. And it is this experience, this feeling, that sets in motion the series of events that will bring about its physical manifestation. But you must persist. You must live from the end, continuously dwelling in the state of wish fulfilled. For it is your persistent assumption that gives life to your desire. As you continue to live in the end, as you continue to feel the reality of your desire fulfilled, you are watering the seed you have planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. Let me share with you a simple yet powerful technique to help you maintain this state of living in the end. Before you go to sleep each night, I want you to imagine a scene that implies the fulfillment of your desire. Make it as vivid and as real as you possibly can. Engage all your senses. Feel the joy, the satisfaction, the gratitude of having desire fulfilled. As you drift off to sleep in this state, you are impregnating your subconscious mind with the reality of your desire. And your subconscious mind, being the faithful servant that it is, will work tirelessly through the night to bring about the conditions necessary for the manifestation of your desire. Now, some of you may be wondering, but Neville, what about action? Don't we need to do something to bring about our desires? And to this I say, inspired action will come naturally as you live in the state of the wish fulfilled. You see, when you truly believe that your desire is already yours, when you live from that state of completion, you will naturally be moved to take the actions that are in alignment with the fulfillment of your desire. But remember, these actions are not the cause of your desire's fulfillment. They are the effect. They are the bridge of incidents that your subconscious mind constructs to lead you to the physical realization of your imagined state. Your job is not to figure out how your desire will come about. Your job is simply to persist in the assumption that it's already done. Trust in divine timing, my friends, for the universe, which is nothing more than the outpicturing of your own wonderful human imagination, knows the perfect segmentation and perfect way to bring your desires into entity. Your desires are already fulfilled in the spiritual realm. They are already yours, and they are making their way to you through the medium of time and space. But let us delve even deeper into this concept of divine timing. You see, my dear friends, time as we perceive it in our physical reality is but an illusion. In the realm of spirit, in the realm of your imagination, all times exist simultaneously. The past, the present, and the future are one. This is why when you imagine your desire fulfilled, when you step into the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you are experiencing it now. This understanding is crucial, for it liberates you from the anxious waiting, from the constant checking to see if your desire has manifested. When you truly grasp that your desire is already yours in the spiritual realm, you can relax into the knowing that its physical manifestation is inevitable. You can trust in the perfect unfolding of events that will bring it into your experience. Consider for a moment the growth of a tree. When you plant a seed, do you dig it up every day to see if it has sprouted? Of course not. You trust in the natural process of growth. You water it, you ensure it has sunlight. And you wait patiently, knowing that in due time the tree will emerge. The same is true for the seeds of your desires that you plant in your imagination. Your job is to plant the seed through your imaginal act, to water it with your persistent assumption, and to trust in the natural process of growth and manifestation. Just as you would not rush a tree to grow faster, you cannot rush the manifestation of your desires. Divine timing knows the perfect moment for your desire to come into fruition. Some of you may be thinking, but Neville, what if I'm climbing something that seems impossible? What if the circumstances of my life seem to contradict my desire? And to this I say circumstances do not matter. Your imagination is creating reality. The circumstances you see now are nothing more than the flashbacks of your past imagining. As you change your imagining, as you persist in the new state, the circumstances of your life will inevitably change to conform to your new mental state. Remember the words of Scripture, with God all things are possible. And who is this God? It is your own wonderful human imagination. There is no limit to what you can be, do, or have when you harness the creative power of your imagination. The only limits that exist are those you place upon yourself through your beliefs and assumptions. So I urge you, my dear friend, to dare to imagine greatly. Dare to step into your wish fulfilled, no matter how impossible it may seem from your current standpoint. For as you do this, as you persist in this new state, you are literally rearranging the entire universe to bring about the fulfillment of your desire. But remember, persistence is key. You must not waver in your assumption. You must not be moved by the evidence of your physical senses. For what you see now is the result of your past thinking. It is the harvest of seeds planted in the past. As you persist in your new state, as you continue to live from the end, you are planting new seeds that will inevitably bear fruit in your physical reality. Let me share with you a powerful practice to help you maintain a state of persistence. Throughout your day, whenever you have a moment, ask yourself this question: how would I feel if my desire were already fulfilled? Then step into that feeling. Feel it as intensely and as vividly as you can. Feel the joy, the satisfaction, the gratitude of having your desire fulfilled. As you do this consistently, you are training your subconscious mind to accept this new state as your reality. And remember, your subconscious mind does not distinguish between what is imagined and what is physically real. It accepts as true whatever you impress upon it with feeling. So as you persist in feeling the reality of your desire fulfilled, your subconscious mind accepts this as fact and begins to work tirelessly to bring it into your physical experience. Now let us address another aspect of divine timing that is often misunderstood. Many people believe that divine timing means sitting back passively and waiting for their desires to manifest. But this is not the case at all. Divine timing is not about inaction. It is about inspired action. You see, when you are living from the end, when you are truly dwelling in the state of the wish fulfilled, you will be naturally moved to take actions that are in alignment with the fulfillment of your desire. These actions will not feel forced or strained. They will feel natural and effortless, as if you are simply playing your part in a play that has already been written. This is the true meaning of divine timing. It is the perfect orchestration of events, circumstances, and inspired actions that lead to the manifestation of your desire. Your job is not to force these actions or to try to make things happen through sheer will. Your job is to maintain the state of the wish fulfilled and to follow the promptings of your intuition, the inner guidance that naturally arises from this state. Remember, my dear friends, that the universe is infinitely abundant. There is no lack or limitation in the spiritual realm. Whatever you can imagine, whatever you can feel as real, is yours for the taking. But you must claim it. You must step into the feeling of its reality now, not at some future time. This brings us to another crucial aspect of trusting in divine timing, detachment from the when and how. Many people make the mistake of trying to dictate exactly when and how their desire will manifest. But in doing so, they are limiting the infinite ways in which the universe will consider about their desire. Instead, I urge you to focus solely on the end result. Feel the reality of having your desire fulfilled now. Live from that state and then release any attachment to when or how it will come about. Trust that the universe, which is nothing more than your own wonderful human imagination, externalized, knows the perfect timing and the perfect way to bring your desire into physical form. This detachment is not indifference. It is not a lack of desire. On the contrary, it is the ultimate expression of faith. It is saying to the universe, I trust you completely. I know that my desire is already mine in the spiritual realm, and I know that you will bring it into my physical experience in the perfect way and at the perfect time. Now, some of you may be wondering, but Neville, what if I have multiple desires? How can I focus on all of them at once? And to this I say you don't need to. Focus on the feeling of fulfillment, but the feeling of having all your desires realized. Step into the state of the person who has everything they want. Feel the joy, the satisfaction, the completeness of that state. As you do this, you are aligning yourself with the frequency of fulfillment. And from this state, all your individual desires will naturally begin to manifest. For when you are in a state of fulfillment, when you are vibrating at the frequency of having it all, the universe has no choice but to reflect that back to you in your physical reality. Let us now explore another aspect of divine timing that is often overlooked, the concept of divine order. You see, my dear friends, everything in the universe happens in perfect order. Just as there is a natural order to the seasons, to the growth of a plant, to the development of a child in the womb, there is a natural order to the manifestation of your desires. Sometimes, certain things need to fall into place before your desire can manifest in its fullness. Certain experiences may be necessary for your growth and development. Certain people may need to enter or exit your life. Certain lessons may need to be learned. All of this is part of the perfect unfolding of your desire. This is why it's crucial to trust in divine timing, For what may seem like a delay or a setback from your limited human perspective may actually be a necessary step in the perfect unfoldment of your desire. Every experience, every circumstance, and every person you encounter is playing a role in bringing you to the full realization of your desire. So instead of becoming frustrated or discouraged when things don't seem to be moving as quickly as you'd like, I urge you to cultivate an attitude of curiosity and wonder. Look for the lessons, the growth opportunities, the hidden blessings in every situation. Trust that everything is working together for your good, even if you can't see how in the moment. Remember the words of Scripture. All things work together for good to them that love God. And again, who is this God? It is your own wonderful human imagination. When you love your imagination, when you trust in its power to create your reality, everything in your life begins to work together for your good. Now let us address a question that often arises when discussing divine timing, the concept of resistance. Many people believe that if they are experiencing resistance or challenges, it means they are doing something wrong or that their desire is not meant to be. But this is not the case at all. Resistance is a natural part of the creative process. It is the universe's way of strengthening you, of preparing you for the fulfillment of your desire. Just as a muscle must encounter resistance to grow stronger, you too must encounter and overcome resistance to grow into the person who can embody and maintain the state of your wish fulfilled. So when you encounter resistance, do not be discouraged. Instead, see it as a sign that you are on the right path. See it as an opportunity to strengthen your faith, to deepen your commitment to your desire. Use it as a chance to practice living from the end, to persist in your assumption, even in the face of contrary evidence. Remember, the circumstances you see now are nothing more than the fruit of your past imagining. As you persist in your new state, as you continue to live from the client despite the seeming resistance, you are planting new seeds that will inevitably bear fruit in your physical reality. This brings us to another crucial aspect of trusting in divine timing, the importance of being in gratitude. Gratitude is not just a feeling, it is a state of being. When you are truly grateful, you are acknowledging that you already have what you desire. You are aligning yourself with the frequency of abundance and fulfillment. I encourage you to cultivate an attitude of gratitude, not just for what you have now, but for what is coming. Give thanks for your desire as if it already manifested. Feel the joy, the excitement, the appreciation for its fulfillment now, not at some future time. As you do this, you are sending a powerful message to the universe. You are saying, I trust you completely. You know that my desire is already mine, and I am grateful for its manifestation. This attitude of gratitude accelerates the manifestation process, for it aligns you more fully with the state of having your desire fulfilled. Now let's delve into another aspect of the timing that is often misunderstood, the concept of divine preparation. You see, my dear friends, sometimes there is a period of preparation that must occur before your desire can manifest in its fullness. This preparation may involve inner work, shifts in your consciousness, changes in your circumstances, or the alignment of certain external factors. During this period of preparation, it may seem as though nothing is happening. You may feel as though you are in a holding pattern, waiting for something to change. But I assure you, a great deal is happening behind the scenes. The universe is rearranging itself, setting the stage for the grand manifestation of your desire. This period of preparation is crucial. It is during this time that you are being molded and shaped into the person who can fully embody and maintain the state of your wish fulfilled. You are being given the experiences, the insights, the growth opportunities that will enable you to step fully into the reality of your desire. So instead of becoming impatient or discouraged during this period of preparation, I urge you to embrace it. Use this time to deepen your faith, to strengthen your conviction, to more fully align yourself with the state of the wish fulfilled. Trust that everything is unfolding perfectly, even if you can't see the full picture yet. Remember the words of Scripture. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Your faith during this period of preparation is the very substance that is bringing your desire into being. It is the evidence of its fulfillment, even before it is manifest in the physical world. Now let us address another crucial aspect of trusting in divine timing, the importance of letting go. This may seem paradoxical. How can you persist in your assumption while also letting go? But this letting go is not about abandoning your desire. It's about releasing your attachment to the outcome, your need to control the process. You see, when you're attached to a specific outcome, when you are trying to control how, and when your desire will manifest, you are actually limiting the infinite ways in which the universe can bring it about. You are saying to the universe, it must happen this way, and at this time. But the universe, in its infinite wisdom and abundance, may have an even better way, a way that you cannot even conceive of from your limited human perspective. So I urge you to let go. Release your grip on the how and the when. Trust that the universe knows the perfect timing and the perfect way to bring your desire into physical form. Your job is simply to maintain the state of the wish fulfillment, to live from the end, and to follow the promptings of your intuition. This letting go is not passive. It is not giving up. On the contrary, it is the ultimate act of faith. It is saying to the universe, I trust you completely. I know that my desire is already mine in the spiritual realm, and I know that you will bring it into my physical experience in the most perfect way and at the most perfect time. As you practice this letting go, you will find that a great sense of peace and ease comes over you. The anxiety, the constant checking to see if your desire has manifested falls away. You can relax into the knowing that it is done, that it is coming, that divine timing is at work. Now, let us explore another aspect of divine timing that is often overlooked, the concept of divine alignment. You see, my dear friends, sometimes the delay in the manifestation of your desire is not a delay at all. It's just the universe aligning all the necessary elements to bring about your desire in its fullest and most magnificent form. Think of it like a grand symphony. Each instrument must come in at precisely the right moment for the music to be harmonic and beautiful. If even one instrument is out of time, the entire piece is affected. The same is true for the manifestation of your desires. Each element, each person, each circumstance must come into alignment at precisely the right moment for your desire to manifest in its most perfect form. This is why patience is so crucial in the manifestation process. Not a passive patience that sits back and waits, but an active patience that continues to live from that continues to align with the frequency of the wish fulfilled, even as you wait for all elements to come into perfect alignment. Remember, in the realm of spirit, in the realm of your imagination, your desire is already fulfilled. It is already yours. The physical manifestation is simply the outer world catching up to what is already true in the spiritual realm. And just as it takes time for a physical CLD to grow into a mighty oak, it takes time for the seed of your desire to grow and manifest in the physical world. But make no mistake, my dear friends, it is coming. Your desire is on its way to you. Divine timing is at work, orchestrating all the elements necessary for its perfect manifestation. Your job is simply to hold fast to your faith, to persist in your assumption, and to trust in the perfect unfolding of the universe. Now let us address a question that often arises when discussing divine timing, the concept of divine detours. Sometimes on the path to the manifestation of your desire, you may encounter what seems like a detour. You may find yourself in situations or circumstances that seem to be taking you away from your desired outcome. But I assure you there are no real detours in the divine plan. Every experience, every circumstance, every person you encounter is playing a role in bringing you to the full realization of your desire. What may seem like a detour from your limited human perspective actually be the most direct path to the fulfillment of your desire. These seeming detours often provide invaluable lessons, experiences, or connections that are necessary for the full manifestation of your desire. They may be preparing you, strengthening you, or aligning you more fully with the state of the wish fulfilled. So when you encounter what seems like a detour, instead of becoming discouraged or losing faith, I urge you to ask yourself, how is this experience serving me? What lessons or growth opportunities is it providing? How is it preparing me for the full realization of my desire? As you do this, you begin to see every experience, every circumstance as a gift. You begin to trust more fully in the perfect unfolding of the universe. You begin to understand that divine timing is always at work, always guiding you towards the most perfect manifestation of your desire. Remember, my dear friends, that the universe is infinitely abundant and endlessly creative. It has ways of bringing about your desire that you cannot even conceive of from your current standpoint. So trust in its wisdom, trust in its perfect timing, trust that it is always working for your highest good. Now, as we near the end of our time together, I want to leave you with a powerful practice to help you align more fully with divine timing. Each night before you go to sleep, I want you to imagine yourself at the end of a perfect day. A day in which all your desires have been fulfilled. Feel the satisfaction, the joy, the gratitude of having everything you've ever wanted. As you drift off to sleep in this state, you are impregnating your subconscious mind with the reality of your desires fulfilled. You are aligning yourself with the frequency of fulfillment. And your subconscious mind, being the faithful servant that it is, will work tirelessly through the night to bring about the conditions necessary for the manifestation of your desires. Remember, sleep is the time when your conscious mind is at rest and your subconscious mind is most receptive. By entering sleep in the state of the wish fulfilled, you are programming your subconscious mind for success. You are aligning yourself more fully with the reality of your desires manifested. As you practice this nightly, you will find that your days begin to change. You will begin to notice synchronicities, coincidences, and opportunities that align with the fulfillment of your desires. You will find yourself naturally taking inspired actions that lead you closer to your goals. You will begin to embody more fully the person who has already achieved their desires. And all of this, my dear friends, is divine timing at work. It is the perfect orchestra of the universe bringing about the manifestation of your desires in the most perfect way and at the most perfect time. So trust in divine timing. Trust that your desires are coming. Trust that the universe is working tirelessly to bring about their manifestation. For when you trust, when you have faith, when you live from the end, you are aligning yourself with the creative power of the universe. And in that alignment, all things are possible. Remember, you are not separate from the universe. You are not separate from God. You are one with the creative power that shapes worlds. Your imagination is God in action. And as you imagine, as you feel the reality of your desires fulfilled, you are literally reshaping your world. So go forth, my dear friends, with confidence and faith. Live from the end. Persist in your assumption. Trust in divine timing, for your desires are already yours in the spiritual realm, and they are making their way to you through the medium of time and space. It's coming, my dear friends. Your every desire, your every dream, your every imagined state is all coming. Trust in divine timing. Trust in the perfect holding of the universe. Trust in the creative power of your own wonderful human imagination. For in that trust, in that faith, in that knowing lies the key to the fulfillment of all your desires. It's coming. Trust in divine timing and watch as your world transforms before your very eyes. Thank you, my dear friends. May you go forth and create the life of your dreams. For you are the operant power. You are the creator of your reality. And divine timing is always working in your favor. Tonight I shall share with you the most profound secret of creation, how to speak blessings upon yourself and instantly transform your entire world. So you see, when you truly understand how to bless yourself, you are engaging in the highest form of creation. So you are doing what God does continuously. Consider the first chapter of Genesis, where God speaks blessings upon his creation. Notice how he didn't ask anyone else to bless his work. He blessed it himself. This is the pattern you must follow, for you are that same creative power individualized as you. Let me share with you why blessing yourself is the most powerful act you can perform. First, you must understand that when you speak a blessing upon yourself, you are not engaging in mere positive thinking or affirmations. You are exercising your divine creative power, for you are God individualized as you. Many of you come to me seeking blessings from others, from teachers, from gurus, from religious leaders. But I tell you now, no one can bless you more powerfully than you can bless yourself. For you are the operant power in your world, and your word is the creative power of God in action. When you speak a blessing upon yourself, you are doing what God did in the beginning. Remember the words, and God blessed them. He didn't wait for someone else to bless his creation. He blessed it himself. And you, being made in his image and likeness, must do the same. Let me share with you the proper way to speak blessings upon yourself. First, you must understand that when you say, I bless myself, you are not speaking as a mortal being. You are speaking as God individualized. For your I am is God. And when you speak blessings from your I am, you are speaking with all the power of creation. Consider this: every time you speak a blessing upon yourself, you are literally recreating your world. For your word is God's word, and God's word cannot return void. It must accomplish that which it is sent to do. But and this is crucial, your blessings must be spoken with understanding and feeling. You cannot merely repeat words mechanically and expect results. You must feel the truth of the blessing as you speak it. For feeling is the secret. And without feeling, words are empty. Let me give you a perfect example from Scripture. When Isaac blessed Jacob, he felt the blessing as he spoke it. He wasn't just saying words, he was feeling the reality of what he was declaring. And this is exactly how you must speak blessings upon yourself. Many of you might be thinking, but Neville, isn't it selfish to bless myself? Let me tell you something, it is the most unselfish thing you can do. For when you bless yourself, truly understanding that you are God individualized, you are blessing all of creation. For there is no other. What you see as others is yourself pushed out. Let me share with you how to properly structure your self-blessings. Begin with your I am. For this is the name of God. Then speak your blessing with absolute conviction. For example, I am blessed with perfect health. I am blessed with unlimited abundance. I am blessed with divine wisdom. But remember, these are not mere affirmations. They are acknowledgments of what is already true in consciousness. For when you speak a blessing upon yourself, you are not trying to make something true. You are acknowledging what is already true in the spiritual realm. Consider this principle I have tested and proven countless times. When you bless yourself, you are performing the highest act of creation. For in blessing yourself, you are acknowledging your divine nature, and what you acknowledge must manifest in your experience. Let me share with you the 3 aspects of effective self-blessing. First, there is recognition. When you bless yourself, you must recognize that you speak as God individualized. Not as a mortal being hoping for good, but as the divine creator declaring what is. Second, there is feeling. Your blessings must be accompanied by the feeling of their fulfillment. When you say, I am blessed with perfect health, you must feel the vitality, the strength, the well-being that this blessing implies. For feeling is the secret of creation. Third, there is acceptance. You must accept that your blessing is already fulfilled in consciousness. Not that it will be, not that it might be, but that it is. For consciousness is the only reality, and what you accept in consciousness must externalize itself in your world. Many of you make the mistake of blessing yourself while looking at your current circumstances. But I tell you now, circumstances have no power over your blessings unless you give them that power. Your blessings create circumstances, not the other way around. Let me share with you a profound truth about self-blessing that most of the world has missed. When you bless yourself, you are not asking for something to be given to you. You are acknowledging what is already yours by divine right. For all blessings already exist in consciousness, waiting to be acknowledged and claimed. Consider the words of Scripture before they call. I will answer. This means that Every blessing you could ever speak upon yourself already exists in consciousness. Your speaking of the blessing is not creating it. It is acknowledging and claiming what already is. Let me share with you how to maintain the consciousness of your self-blessings throughout your day. Most people speak a blessing and then return to their old patterns of thought. But I tell you now, your blessing must become your constant inner conversation. I think about this carefully. Every time you speak a blessing upon yourself, you are literally rearranging the entire spiritual substance of your universe. For your consciousness is God, and what God blesses must manifest. Let me give you some specific blessings that I have found particularly powerful. First, I am blessed with perfect understanding of my own divine nature. This blessing opens the door to all other blessings, for when you truly understand your divine nature, all things become possible. Second, I am blessed with the constant awareness of my creative power. This blessing keeps you mindful of your true identity as God individualized. For you see, most people forget their divine nature and slip back into mortal thinking. Third, I am blessed with the ability to see past appearances to the truth of being. This blessing helps you maintain your focus on the reality of consciousness rather than the shadows of circumstances. Consider how these blessings work together. Each one strengthens the others, creating a powerful foundation for all your other blessings. For when you truly understand your divine nature, are aware of your creative power, and can see past appearances, you become a master of conscious creation. Many of you may be wondering how often to speak these blessings. Let me tell you something. It's not about frequency, it's about consciousness. One blessing spoken with complete understanding and feeling is worth more than 1,000 spoken mechanically. Let me share with you another principle about self-blessing that most people miss. When you bless yourself, you are not speaking to yourself as a mortal being, you are speaking as God to his creation. For you are both the blesser and the blessed, the creator and the creation. Think about this carefully. When God said, "Let there be light," he didn't doubt whether it was possible. He didn't wonder about the process. He simply declared it and knew it was done. This is exactly how you must speak your blessings upon yourself. Consider the power in this understanding. When you say, "I am blessed," you are speaking with the same authority that created the universe. For your I am is the same I am that spoke all things into being. Let me share with you how to handle doubts when they arise after speaking your blessings, and they will arise. Many of you speak a blessing upon yourself and then immediately begin to question whether it will work. But I tell you now, doubt is simply your former consciousness trying to maintain its position. Consider what happens in nature when you plant a seed. The seed doesn't doubt whether it will become what it is meant to be. It simply begins its transformation according to its nature. Your blessings work the same way. They are spiritual seeds planted in the fertile soil of consciousness. Let me give you a deeper understanding of how this works. When you say, I am blessed with perfect health, for example, you have planted a seed in consciousness. Now, just as a physical seed needs time to sprout and grow, your blessing needs time to externalize itself in your world. And this is crucial, while the outer manifestation may take and change in consciousness is immediate when the blessing is properly spoken. For you see, the moment you speak a blessing with understanding and feeling, you have altered the entire spiritual substance of your universe. Many of you may be thinking, "But Neville, I've spoken blessings before and nothing changed." Let me tell you something my teacher Abdullah taught me. Nothing changes because you spoke the words. Things change because you became what you declare. Let me share with you another principle about self-blessing that most of the world has missed. When you bless yourself, you are not trying to influence God to give you something. You are exercising your divine power as God individualized. For your consciousness is God and your word is his word. Consider the story of the prodigal son. Notice how the father didn't wait for someone else to bless his returning son. He blessed him himself. This is exactly what you must do. You must be both the Father giving the blessing and the Son receiving it. This brings me to a deeper truth about self-blessing. When you say I am blessings, you are acknowledging both your divine nature, I am, and your human experience, blessed. You are bringing heaven and earth together in your consciousness. Let me share with you what I call the 7 pillars of self-blessing. These are the foundational principles that must be understood if your blessings are to have their full creative power. The first pillar is recognition. You must recognize that you are the one who blesses. Not your personality, not your mortal self, but your I am. For when you say I am blessed, you are speaking as God individualized, not as a mortal being seeking favors. The second pillar is authority. When you bless yourself, you must speak with complete authority. Consider how God speaks in Scripture, not with doubt, not with hesitation, but with absolute authority. Let there be light. These are words of complete authority. The third pillar is feeling. Your blessings must be accompanied by the feeling of fulfillment. Not the feeling of wanting to be blessed, but the feeling of being blessed. For feeling is the secret, and without the proper feeling, your words lack power. The fourth pillar is present tense. Notice how God never said there will be light. He said, let there be light. Your blessings must be spoken in the present tense, for consciousness knows only now. The fifth pillar is persistence. Not the persistence of mechanical repetition, but the persistence of maintaining the consciousness of being blessed. For your blessing must become your dominant state of consciousness. The sixth pillar is understanding. You must understand that your blessing is not creating something new. It is acknowledging what already exists in consciousness. For all blessings already exist in the spiritual realm, waiting to be claimed. And the seventh pillar is gratitude. When you bless yourself, you must feel grateful not for what will come, but for what already is. For gratitude is the evidence of faith, and faith is the substance of things hoped for. Let me share with you how these 7 pillars work together. When you recognize your true identity as God individualized, speak with divine authority, feel the reality of your blessing, maintain present tense awareness, persist in the consciousness, understand the principle, and feel genuine gratitude, your blessing must manifest. Consider how this differs from what most people do. Most people speak blessings from their mortal consciousness, with doubt in their voice, feeling the lack rather than the fulfillment, thinking of future fulfillment, giving up at the first sign of delay, lacking understanding of the principle, and feeling no gratitude until they see results. Let me share with you what I call the 3 stages of self-blessing manifestation. Most people don't understand these stages, and that's why they often give up before their blessings manifest. The first stage is spiritual. This happens instantly when you speak your blessing with understanding and feeling. In this stage, you have literally rearranged the spiritual substance of your universe. This is the most crucial stage, for it is the only stage where real creation takes place. The second stage is mental. This is where your mind begins to align with your blessing. You start to think differently, see opportunities differently, and respond to life differently. Many people mistake this for mere positive thinking, but I tell you now, it is far more than that. It is your consciousness reorganizing itself according to your blessing. The third stage is physical. This is where your outer world begins to reflect your blessing. Now, here's what's fascinating about these stages. They must occur in this order. You cannot skip the spiritual stage and go straight to the physical. You cannot bypass the mental stage and expect outer results. Consider the words of Scripture, first the blade, then the ear. After that, the full corn in the ear. This is describing these 3 stages. The blade is the spiritual acceptance. The ear is the mental alignment. And the full corn is the physical manifestation. Let me share with you how to recognize when you're in each stage. In the spiritual stage, you feel an inner knowing, a deep peace about your blessing. There might be no outer evidence yet, but you know it is done. In the mental stage, you begin to think thoughts that align with your blessing naturally, without effort. If you've blessed yourself with abundance, for example, you naturally begin to think abundant thoughts. If you've blessed yourself with health, you naturally begin to think healthy thoughts. In the physical stage, your outer world begins to rearrange itself to match your blessing. And this is crucial. By the time you reach this stage, you're no longer anxious about it. For you see, you've already experienced the reality of reality in consciousness. Let me give you a deeper understanding of how these stages work together. When you say, I am blessed with perfect health, you instantly create this reality in the spiritual realm. This is stage one. Then your mind begins to align with this new reality. You begin to think like a healthy person, act like a healthy person, make decisions like a healthy person. This is stage two. Finally, your body and circumstances begin to reflect this new reality. But by this time, you're no longer desperate to happen, because you've been living in the Cultivating conscious, both perfect teachers 1 and 2. Many of you make the mistake of looking for physical evidence before you've allowed the spiritual and mental stages to complete their work. But I tell you now, this is like digging up a seed to see if it's growing. You must allow each stage to unfold in its perfect timing. Let me share with you what I call the 4 states of consciousness in self-blessing. Understanding these states is crucial, for your blessing will manifest according to the state from which you speak it. The first state is the state of desire. This is where most people begin. They speak blessings from a consciousness of wanting, of needing, of lacking. But I tell you now, this state cannot produce results, for it perpetuates the very lack it seeks to overcome. The second state is the state of hope. This is better than desire, but still not powerful enough. When you speak blessings from hope, you are acknowledging that fulfillment is possible, but you haven't yet accepted it as fact in consciousness. The third state is the state of faith. Now we're moving into creative power. When you speak blessings from faith, you are speaking with conviction, with certainty, with knowing. But there's an even higher state. The fourth state is the state of knowing. This is the highest state, the state from which God creates. When you speak blessings from this state, you are speaking as God individualized, knowing that what you declare must manifest. Consider how these states progress. In the state of desire, you say, I want to be blessed. In the state of hope, you say, I might be blessed. In the state of faith, you say, I will be blessed. But in the state of knowing, you simply say, I am blessed. Let me share with you how to move from one state to another. The movement from desire to hope happens naturally as you study and understand the law. The movement from hope to faith happens through testing the law and seeing results. But the movement from faith to knowing, this is the crucial transition. The state of knowing comes when you fully realize your own divine nature. When you understand that you are God individualized, that your consciousness is the only reality, that your word is God's word, then you naturally speak blessings from the state of knowing. Many of you may be wondering how to achieve this state of knowing. Let me tell you something, it's not achieved. It's recognized. It's not something you become. It's something you already are. Your task is to remove the veils that hide this truth from your awareness. Let me share with you what I call the 5 proofs of effective self-blessing. These are the signs that tell you your blessing is taking root in consciousness and must therefore manifest in your world. The first proof is peace. When you've spoken a blessing effectively, you feel a deep peace about it. Not the peace of resignation, but the peace of knowing. For you see, when you truly know something is done in consciousness, all anxiety about it disappears. The second proof is naturalness. your blessing begins to feel natural to you. You no longer have to convince yourself of it. It becomes as natural as breathing, as natural as your own name. The third proof is indifference to appearances. You find yourself unmoved by contradictory circumstances, not because you're practicing positive thinking, but because you know the reality exists in consciousness, not in appearance. The fourth proof is change inner conversation. Your habitual thoughts and internal dialogue naturally align with your blessing. You don't have to force it. It happens spontaneously because consciousness always produces thoughts that match its state. The fifth proof is inspired action. You find yourself naturally taking actions that align with your blessing, not from effort or planning, but from an inner prompting that feels completely natural. Remember, dear friends, that speaking blessings upon yourself is not an act of egotism. It is an acknowledgement of your divine nature. For you are God individualized, and your word has all the creative power of the universe behind it when spoken from that understanding. Let the truth of this sink deep into your consciousness. You are blessed, not because someone else blessed you, but because you have recognized and claimed your divine inherent through the power of self-blessing. That's the message I want to leave with you tonight. Not because it's comfortable, but because it's true. Not because it's what you expected to hear, but because it's what you needed to hear. Remember, your blessings create your reality when spoken from the consciousness of who you really are. And isn't that worth thinking about? Now, let me share with you a principle so profound, yet so simple, that it will completely revolutionize your understanding of manifestation. The words you speak to yourself, those intimate conversations that fill your consciousness day and night, are not mere thoughts floating in the void. They are the very substance of creation itself. You see, while the world teaches you to speak affirmations as though they were magical incantations, you are being awakened to the truth that it is not the words themselves that hold power, but the consciousness from which they spring. Every word you speak to yourself is either accepting or rejecting your desires and consciousness. Consider this eternal principle. When you speak to yourself, you are not merely engaging in idle mental chatter. You are declaring the state of consciousness you occupy. And since consciousness is the only reality, these declarations become the blueprint of your manifested world. I tell you with absolute certainty, the conversation you hold with yourself is the most important conversation you will ever have. For in these intimate dialogues, you are either accepting your good as a present fact or pushing it away as a future possibility. Now let us understand something that few will grasp, but that your soul will recognize as truth. When you speak to yourself, you are not speaking to a separate entity. You are speaking as the very consciousness that creates and sustains the universe. This is why your self-talk holds such creative power. Most will continue to believe that they must speak to some external power, never realizing that the power they seek is the very consciousness that enables them to speak. But you who have been drawn to these words by divine law, are ready to understand that all speaking is speaking to consciousness itself. You see, while others exhaust themselves with endless positive affirmations spoken from a consciousness of lack, you are being awakened to the truth that it is not the words that create, but the consciousness from which they emanate. The very fact that these words find resonance within you is evidence that you have evolved beyond the surface understanding of self-talk. You are ready to assume your rightful place as a conscious creator, knowing that your words to yourself are the very substance of creation. Now, let me reveal to you why the manner in which you speak to yourself holds such transformative power. The words you whisper in the silence of your own mind are not merely thoughts. They are the very vibrations that shape the substance of your reality. You see, while countless individuals fill their minds with desperate affirmations, speaking from a place of want and need, you are being awakened to the truth that effective self-talk must emerge from a consciousness of already having. This is the divine secret that accelerates all manifestation. Consider this profound truth when you speak to yourself as though your desire is still to come. You are actually speaking from and therefore creating a state of consciousness where your desire remains perpetually in the future. This is why so many find their manifestation seemingly delayed. I tell you with absolute authority, the way you speak to yourself must be from the consciousness of fulfillment, not from the consciousness of wanting. When you say I will be, you speak from lack. When you say I am, you speak from completion. Now let us understand something that the rational mind might resist, but that the awakened mind embraces fully. Your self-talk is not preparation for having your desire. It is the actual substance of having it. Every word you speak to yourself either affirms your possession or confirms your lack. Most will continue to speak to themselves from a consciousness of separation, saying things like I want, I need, I hope, never realizing that these very words create and sustain the experience of wanting, needing, and hoping. But you who have been prepared for this message, are ready to understand that your self-talk must be from the end, from the consciousness of fulfillment. You see, while others fill their minds with future-oriented speech, always pushing their good ahead of them in time, you are being awakened to the truth that effective self-talk must be anchored in the present, in the consciousness of already being what you desire to be. The very fact that you grasp these words is evidence that you have evolved beyond the superficial understanding of affirmations. You are ready to speak to yourself with the authority of one who knows that consciousness is the only reality. You see, while the world teaches you to repeat affirmations with mechanical precision, you are being awakened to the truth that it is not repetition that creates, but the state of consciousness from which your words emerge. This is why some people can affirm endlessly without results. Consider this eternal principle. When you speak to yourself with the authority of one who knows their desire is already fulfilled, you speak from a consciousness that must, by divine law, produce that fulfillment in your world. This is why results appear to come 10 times faster. I tell you with unwavering certainty, the way you speak to yourself, when no one else is listening, is creating your future with mathematical precision. Every word you utter to yourself is either accepting or rejecting your desired state as a present fact. Now let us understand something that few will grasp, but that your deeper self knows to be true. When you speak to yourself from a consciousness of lack, saying, I want to be, I hope to have, I will become, you are actually reinforcing the very state of consciousness that keeps your desire at a distance. Most will continue to speak to themselves with doubt, with uncertainty, with a consciousness of separation from their good, never realizing that this very manner of self-talk ensures their good remains perpetually out of reach. But you who have been drawn to these words of divine law, are ready to understand that yourself must be from the consciousness of possession, not pursuit. You see, while others fill their minds with desperate pleadings and future-oriented affirmations, you are being awakened to the truth that effective self-talk must be from the state of fulfillment. When you speak to yourself, you must speak as though you are already that which you desire to be. The very fact that these words continue to resonate within you is evidence that you have evolved beyond the surface understanding of manifestation. You are ready to speak to yourself with the authority of one who knows that consciousness is the only reality. Now let me reveal to you something so profound about the rhythm and timing of your self-talk that it will revolutionize your manifesting power. The moments when you speak to yourself in complete privacy, in that sacred silence of your own consciousness, are the most potent creative moments of your day. You see, while many reserve their self-talk for designated manifestation times or meditation sessions, you are being awakened to the truth that every moment of self-talk is a moment of creation. There is no such thing as casual or insignificant inner conversation. Consider this divine principle: the words you speak to yourself in your most routine moments, while dressing, while eating, while walking, are actually more powerful than your formal buckling up. For these natural, spontaneous conversations reveal and create your true state of consciousness. I tell you with absolute conviction, when you learn to speak to yourself throughout the day as though you are already the person you desire to be, you accelerate manifestation tenfold. For you are no longer trying to manifest, you are simply being what you desire to be. Now let us understand something that the logical mind might resist, but that the awakened mind embraces fully. Every time you catch yourself in negative self-talk and consciously shift to speaking from the end, you are actually compressing time in consciousness. This is why manifestation appears to happen faster. Most will continue to separate their manifestation practice from their daily life, never realizing that every moment of self-talk is either affirming or denying their desired state. But you who have been prepared for this message, are ready to understand that all self-talk is creative self-talk. You see, while others reserve their powerful words for special occasions, you are being awakened to the truth that it is the constant, natural flow of your self-talk that shapes your world. The casual remarks you make to yourself about your life, your circumstances, your future, these are the true creators of your experience. The very fact that you can grasp these principles is evidence that you have evolved beyond the basic understanding of manifestation. You are ready to assume your place as a conscious creator who knows that every word spoken to self is a brick in the foundation of your reality. You see, while many attempt to force manifestation through sheer volume of affirmations, you are being awakened to the truth that it is not the quantity of your self-talk that matters, but its quality, the state of consciousness from which it springs. This is the key to tenfold acceleration. Consider this eternal principle. When your inner conversation naturally flows from the consciousness of your wish fulfilled, you no longer need to wait for time to bridge a gap, because in consciousness there is no gap to bridge. This is why some manifest instantly while others wait endlessly. I tell you with absolute authority, the difference between instant manifestation and delayed manifestation lies not in external conditions, but in the degree to which your self-talk naturally assumes the tone of your desire fulfilled. When this assumption is complete, manifestation appears instantaneous. Now let us understand something that few will grasp, but that your soul will recognize as truth. The very act of speaking to yourself as though waiting for your desire creates the experience of waiting. But when you speak to yourself from the consciousness of immediate possession, time collapses. Most will continue to speak to themselves with an undertone of when and how and maybe, never realizing that these very patterns of self-talk create the experience of uncertainty and desire. But you who have been drawn to these words by divine law are ready to understand that your self-talk must contain no element of future. You see, while others exhaust themselves with endless repetitions of affirmations spoken from a consciousness of lack, you are being awakened to the truth that a single word spoken from the consciousness of fulfillment is more powerful than 1,000 spoken from want. The very fact that you can feel the truth of these words is evidence that you have evolved beyond the superficial understanding of manifestation. You are ready to speak to yourself with the natural authority of one who knows that consciousness is the only reality. Now, let me reveal to you something so fundamental about accelerated manifestation that it will revolutionize your understanding of self-talk. The very language you use when speaking to yourself either opens or closes the door to instant manifestation. You see, while the world continues to speak to itself in terms of process and becoming, you are being awakened to the truth that the language of instant manifestation is the language of being. This is why those who master this principle manifest their desires with such remarkable speed. Consider this divine truth when you speak to yourself using phrases like I am working towards or I am getting better at. You are actually creating and sustaining a state of consciousness where your desire remains perpetually in process. This is the very language that delays manifestation. I tell you with unwavering certainty, the language that accelerates manifestation is the language of present possession. When you say I am, I embody, you speak the language of fulfilled desire. And fulfilled desire manifests with lightning speed. Now let us understand something that the rational mind might resist, but that the awakened mind embraces fully. Every time you speak to yourself about your desire, as though it was still to come, you push it into a future that never arrives. But when you speak of it as present fact, you collapse time in consciousness. Most will continue to use the language of becoming, of progress, of gradual improvement, never realizing that this very language ensures their manifestation remains gradual and progressive. But you who have been prepared for this message, are ready to understand that the language of instant manifestation is the language of immediate possession. You see, while others fill their minds with words that imply future fulfillment, you are being awakened to the truth that the only language that accelerates manifestation is the language of present fulfillment. When you speak to yourself, every word must assume the tone of already being what you desire to be. The very fact that these words find such resonance within you is evidence that you have evolved beyond the basic understanding of manifestation. You are ready to speak to yourself with the natural authority of one who knows that consciousness is the only reality. You see, while many believe they must set aside specific times for their manifestation practice, you are being awakened to the truth that every moment of self-talk is a moment of creation. The key to accelerated manifestation lies in maintaining constant awareness of your inner dialogue. Consider this eternal principle. When you allow gaps in your conscious self-talk, you allow doubt and contrary thoughts to seep in. This is why those who maintain consistent, aligned self-talk throughout their day manifest with such remarkable speed and precision. I tell you with absolute authority, the power to accelerate manifestation tenfold lies not in occasional bursts of powerful affirmations, but in the constant and natural self-talk that assumes your desire is already fulfilled. Every moment of consciousness is a moment of creation. Now let us understand something that few will grasp, but that your deeper self knows to be true. The very pauses between your conscious self-talk are often filled with unconscious contrary thoughts. This is why maintaining aware, deliberate self throughout your day is crucial for rapid manifestation. Most will continue to treat their self-talk as intermittent practice, never realizing that the gaps between their conscious affirmations are filled with unconscious negations. But you who have been drawn to these words by divine law, are ready to understand that effective self-talk must be as constant as breathing. You see, while others reserve their manifestation practice for designated times, you are being awakened to the truth that every word you speak to yourself, whether in focused practice or casual thought, is either accepting or rejecting your desired state. There are no neutral thoughts. The very fact that you can grasp these principles is evidence that you have evolved beyond the surface understanding of manifestation. You are ready to maintain the kind of consistent, conscious self-talk that collapses time and accelerates manifestation. Now let me reveal to you something so vital about the tone and texture of your self-talk that it will revolutionize your manifestation practice. The emotional quality with which you speak to yourself is the very frequency that determines the speed of manifestation. You see, while many focus solely on the words they speak to themselves, you are being awakened to the truth that it is the feeling tone behind your words that carries the real creative power. This is why some manifest instantly while others repeat the same words endlessly without results. Consider this divine principle. When you speak to yourself with the natural confidence and ease of one who knows their desire is already fulfilled, you generate a frequency in consciousness that must, by eternal law, produce rapid manifestation. This is the secret of tenfold acceleration. I tell you with complete certainty, the difference between slow and rapid manifestation lies not in the words themselves, but in the feeling state from which they emerge. When you speak to yourself from a state of absolute knowing, rather than hoping or wanting or collapsed time in conscious. Now let us understand something that the logical mind might resist, but that the awakened mind embraces fully. Every word you speak to yourself carries a specific vibrational quality. This vibration either aligns with your desire fulfilled or perpetuates a state of wanting and waiting. Most will continue to speak to themselves with an undertone of doubt, of questioning, of uncertainty, never realizing that this very emotional texture ensures their manifestation remains slow and uncertain. But you who have been prepared for this message, are ready to understand that your thought must carry the absolute conviction of present possession. You see, while others speak to themselves with the emotional texture of need and want, you are being awakened to the truth that the feeling tone of your self-talk must be one of calm, natural acceptance. When you speak to yourself as though your desire is already yours, with the same casual certainty with which you know your own name, you accelerate manifestation tenfold. The very fact that these words resonate within you is evidence that you have evolved beyond the basic understanding of manifestation. You are ready to speak to yourself with the emotional texture of one who knows that consciousness is the only reality. You see, while many struggle to maintain consistent self-talk throughout their day, You are being awakened to the truth that it is the unbroken nature of your inner dialogue that creates accelerated manifestation. Every moment you speak to yourself either strengthens or weakens your desired state. Consider this eternal principle. When your self-talk naturally and consistently flows from the consciousness of your wish fulfilled, without gaps or contradictions, you create a momentum in consciousness that must manifest with increasing speed. This is the secret of tenfold acceleration. I tell you with absolute conviction, the power to manifest rapidly lies not in occasional powerful statements, but in the consistent, natural flow of self-talk that assumes your desire as an accomplished fact. It is this unbroken chain of aligned consciousness that collapses time. Now, let us understand something that few will grasp, but that your soul will recognize as truth. Every time your self-talk wavers from the consciousness of fulfillment, you create a ripple of doubt that must be overcome. This is why persistence in your inner conversation is crucial for rapid manifestation. Most will continue to allow their self-talk to fluctuate between states of having and wanting, never realizing that this very inconsistency creates the experience of delayed manifestation. But you who have been drawn to these words by divine law, are ready to understand that your self-talk must maintain an unwavering assumption of fulfillment. You see, while others treat their self-talk as something to be practiced occasionally, you are being awakened to the truth that it is the consistent, natural flow of inner conversation aligned with your desire that creates accelerated manifestation. Every moment of consciousness is either strengthening or weakening your assumption. The very fact that you can feel the truth of these words is evidence that you have evolved beyond the surface understanding of manifestation. You are ready to maintain the kind of persistent, aligned self-talk that collapses time and accelerates manifestation. Now, as we bring these eternal principles to their culmination, let me share with you the final and perhaps most crucial truth about accelerated manifestation through self-talk. The very consciousness from which you speak these final words must be the same consciousness from which you will continue to speak to yourself. You see, while many will leave this message and return to their old patterns of self-talk, you are being awakened to the truth that this moment marks not an ending, but a beginning, the beginning of a new way of speaking to yourself that must, by eternal law, accelerate all manifestation. Consider this final principle. The very fact that you have remained attentive through these revelations proves that you are ready to maintain the kind of self-talk that creates rapid, consistent manifestation. Your consciousness has been prepared for this transformation. I tell you with absolute finality, the words you speak to yourself from this moment forward must carry the same authority, the same conviction, the same consciousness of fulfillment that you have felt while receiving these truths. For this is the self-talk that manifests desires tenfold faster. Now understand this ultimate truth that binds all we have discussed. Your self-talk is not preparation for having your desire. It is the very substance of having it. Every word you speak to yourself from this moment forward must emerge from the consciousness of fulfilled desire. Most will leave such teachings and gradually slip back into their old patterns of self-talk. But you who have been prepared by divine law to receive these words, are ready to maintain this new pattern of inner conversation that assumes the tone and texture of desires fulfilled. You see, while others may treat these principles as mere information to be remembered, you are being awakened to the truth that they must become the very foundation of your inner dialogue. Every word you speak to yourself must now carry the conviction of these eternal truths. The very fact that you have remained present through these revelations is evidence that you have evolved beyond the basic understanding of manifestation. You are ready to speak to yourself with the natural authority of one who knows that consciousness is the only reality. Remember, from this moment forward, your self-talk must maintain the same quality of conscious assumption that you have felt while receiving these truths. For in doing so, you collapse time and accelerate manifestation tenfold. Go forth now, not as one who has merely learned about powerful self-talk, but as one who has become the embodiment of it. Let every word you speak to yourself carry the texture of fulfillment, the tone of possession, the natural ease of one who knows their desires are already accomplished facts in consciousness. For you have not just received information about how to speak to yourself, you have been awakened to the consciousness from which effective self-talk must flow. Let every word you speak to yourself from this moment and forward emerge from the same consciousness of fulfillment. And know this with unwavering certainty: the very consciousness that allowed you to receive these words is the consciousness from which you must now speak to yourself. For this is not the end of a teaching, but the beginning of a new way of being, a way that manifests desires with the speed of thought itself. For consciousness is the only reality, and the consciousness from which you speak to yourself is the consciousness that creates your world. Go forth now and speak to yourself with the authority of one who knows that their words are the pure thoughts, but the very substance of creation itself. To choose yourself is not an act of selfishness or ego, as some might believe. No, it is the recognition of your true self, the acknowledgement of the God within you. When you choose yourself, you are aligning with the creative force of the universe, the very essence of being that flows through all things. Consider for a moment the great masters and teachers throughout history. Did they not first choose themselves, recognizing their divine nature and unique purpose before they could offer the gifts to the world? Jesus himself proclaimed, "I and the Father are one." This was not a statement of arrogance, but a profound recognition of his true identity, an identity that each of you shares. When you choose yourself, you are declaring to the universe, "I am." You are stepping into the role of creator in your own life, assuming the state of the wish fulfilled. This, my friends, is the cornerstone of manifestation, the foundation upon which all desires are built. But what does it mean to truly choose yourself? It means to love yourself unconditionally, to honor your dreams and aspirations, to trust your intuition, and to nurture your unique gifts. It means to stand firm in your convictions, even when the world seems to stand against you. Imagine for a moment that you are a brilliant light, like beacon of divine radiance. Would you cover this light with a bushel, hiding it from the world? Of course not. You would let it shine forth, illuminating not only your own path, but the path of what is around you. This is what it means to choose yourself, to let your light shine without apology or hesitation. Now, some of you may be thinking, "But Neville, I have made mistakes. I have flaws and imperfections. How can I choose myself when I feel unworthy?" To this I say, your perceived flaws and mistakes are but illusions, shadows cast by the light of your true self. They are not who you are, but experiences you have had in your journey of self-discovery. Remember, my dear friends, that the God within you is perfect, whole, and complete. When you choose yourself, you are choosing this divine perfection, this eternal and unchanging essence of your being. You are not choosing your past actions or your future potential, but the ever-present I am that exists beyond time and space. As you begin to truly choose yourself, you will notice a remarkable shift in your reality. The world around you will begin to reflect this choice, mirroring back to you the love, respect, and honor that you have given to yourself. This is the law of assumption in action, the principle that your outer world is a reflection of your inner state of being. But choosing yourself is not a one-time event, my friends. It is a continuous practice, a moment-by-moment decision to align with your highest self. Each day upon waking, affirm to yourself, "I choose myself. I honor my divine nature. I trust in the wisdom of my inner being." Let these words sink deep into your consciousness, becoming the foundation of your thoughts, emotions, and actions. As you move through your day, be mindful of the choices you make. Are they in alignment with your true self? Or are they based on fear, doubt, or the expectations of others? When faced with a decision, ask yourself, what would the highest version of myself choose in this moment? Then have the courage to make that choice, regardless of what others may think or say. Now let us turn our attention to the second part of our topic, then choose who chooses you. This, my dear friends, is equally important in the dance of manifestation and self-realization. For just as you must choose yourself, you must also be discerning in who you allow into your inner circle, who you give your energy and attention to. When you have truly chosen yourself, when you have aligned with your divine nature and let your light shine, you attract others who recognize and appreciate your radiance. These are the people who choose you, not for what you can do for them, but for who you truly are. But here's the crucial point. You must still choose them in return. Just because someone chooses you does not mean they automatically deserve a place in your life. You must exercise your divine right of discernment, choosing to surround yourself with those who uplift, support, and inspire you on your journey of self-realization. Think of it this way: you are the custodian of a sacred temple, the temple of your own being. Would you allow just anyone to enter this temple? Of course not. You would carefully consider who is worthy of crossing that threshold, who will honor the sanctity of your inner space. This applies to all relationships in your life: romantic partners, friends, business associates, even family members. While we cannot choose our blood relations, we can choose the nature and extent of our interactions with them. Always remember, you have the power to set boundaries, to decide who has access to your energy and your inner world. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Neville, isn't it selfish? Shouldn't we love everyone unconditionally? To this I say, loving someone does not mean you must allow them unrestricted access to your life. You can love someone from a distance, wish them well, and still choose not to have them in your inner circle. True unconditional love begins with loving yourself unconditionally. From this wellspring of self-love, you can then extend love to others in a way that honors both them and yourself. It is not about exclusion, but about conscious inclusion, about creating a harmonious environment that supports your growth and the growth of those around you. As you begin to choose who chooses you, you may find that some relationships in your life naturally fall away. This is not a cause for sadness or regret, but a sign that you are aligning more fully with your true self. Trust in this process, for as these connections dissolve, new ones will form, connections that are more in harmony with your elevated state of being. Remember the words of Jesus, for many are called, but few are chosen. In the context of our discussion, we can interpret this to mean that while many may be drawn to your light, only those who truly resonate with your higher self should be chosen to be part of your inner circle. This process of choosing who chooses you is not about judgment or superiority. It is about energetic alignment and mutual growth. The people you choose to surround yourself with should be those who inspire you to be your best self, who challenge you to grow, who support your dreams and aspirations. Imagine for a moment that you are a grand piano, finely tuned and capable of producing the most beautiful music. The people you choose to have in your life should be like skilled musicians who know how to play you, bringing out your best notes, creating harmonies that elevate both you and them. They should not be those who bash at your keys discordantly or try to change your tune to suit their own preferences. As you practice choosing who chooses you, you will find that your relationships become deeper, more authentic, and more fulfilling. You will no longer waste energy on connections that drain you or hold you back. Instead, you will cultivate a circle of individuals who reflect and amplify your own divine nature. But let me caution you, my friends, this process of choosing who chooses you is not about creating an echo chamber of yes men and sycophants. The people you choose should also be those who are not afraid to speak their truth, to challenge you when necessary, to hold up a mirror to your blind spots. For it is through these interactions that we grow and evolve. Think of the great friendships throughout history: David and Jonathan, Ruth and Naomi, Emerson and Thoreau. These were individuals who chose each other, who recognized the divine spark in one another and nurtured it. They challenged each other, supported each other, and in doing so, they both grew into the fullness of their potential. Now, as we delve deeper into this concept, I want you to understand that choosing who chooses you is not a one-time decision. Just as choosing yourself is an ongoing practice, so too is the discernment of who you allow into your inner circle. It requires constant awareness and periodic assessment. People change, circumstances change, and you yourself are constantly evolving. A relationship that once served your highest good may no longer do so. It is your responsibility to recognize when this happens and to have the courage to make the necessary adjustments. This does not mean you should discard people at the first sign of difficulty or disagreement. No, it means that you should be aware of the overall energy of your relationships. Do they predominantly uplift and inspire you, or do they drain and diminish you? Are they based on mutual respect and growth, or on codependency and limitation? As you engage in this practice of choosing who chooses you, you may find that some people in your life resist this change. They may be accustomed to having unrestricted access to your energy and attention, and they may push back against your newfound boundaries. This is where your commitment to choosing yourself will be tested. Remember, my dear friends, that you are not responsible for other people's reactions to your growth. Your only responsibility is to be true to yourself, to honor your divine nature, and to create an environment that supports your highest good. In these moments of resistance, return to your inner knowing. Reconnect with the God within you. Feel the strength and certainty of your I am presence. From this place of inner alignment, you will know how to respond with love and firmness, maintaining your boundaries while still honoring the dignity of others. As you continue on this journey of choosing yourself and then choosing who chooses you, you will begin to notice a remarkable transformation in your life. Your relationships will become more authentic, more supportive, more aligned with your true self. You will find yourself surrounded by individuals who inspire you, challenge you, and celebrate your growth. But more than that, you will notice a shift in how you perceive yourself and your place in the world. By consistently choosing yourself, you affirm your worthiness, your divine nature, your right to exist fully and unapologetically as who you truly are. This self-affirmation becomes a powerful force of manifestation, attracting experiences and opportunities that align with your highest vision for yourself. And by choosing who chooses you, you create a supportive ecosystem for your growth and self-realization. You surround yourself with mirrors that reflect back to you your own divine nature, amplifying your light and inspiring you to shine even brighter. This, my dear friends, is how you create heaven on earth. For what is heaven but a state of perfect alignment with your true self, surrounded by souls who recognize and celebrate your divine nature? Now, I want to address a common misconception that may arise as you embark on this journey. Some may interpret the idea of choosing yourself as a license for narcissism or self-centeredness. Nothing could be further from the truth. When you truly choose your highest self, your divine nature, you naturally become more compassionate, more generous, more loving towards others. Why is this so? Because when you recognize the God within yourself, you cannot help but see it in others as well. You begin to understand that we are all interconnected, all expressions of the same divine consciousness. Your self expands to include all of humanity, all of creation. From this expanded sense of self, your choices become aligned with the highest good of all. You choose yourself not at the expense of others, but in a way that uplifts everyone around you. And when you choose who chooses you, you do so with the understanding that these relationships are not just for your benefit, but for the benefit of all. Consider the great leaders and visionaries throughout history. They chose themselves first. They believed in their vision, their purpose, their divine calling. Then they chose who chose them. They surrounded themselves with individuals who believed in their vision and could help bring it to fruition. In doing so, they changed the world, benefiting not just themselves, but all of humanity. You, my dear friends, have the same potential within you. You are here to make a unique contribution to the world, to express a facet of the divine that only you can express. By choosing yourself and then choosing who chooses you, you are creating the optimal conditions for this expression to manifest. As we near the conclusion of our discourse, I want to leave you with a practical exercise, a way to embody this principle in your daily life. Each morning as you wake, take a few moments to connect with your inner being. Feel the presence of the God within you. Affirm to yourself, I choose myself. I honor my divine nature. I trust in the wisdom of my inner being. Then, as you move through your day, be mindful of your interactions with others. Before engaging in any significant exchange or making any important decision, pause for a moment and ask yourself, is this choice aligned with my highest self? Is this person or situation supporting my growth and self-realization? If the answer is yes, proceed with confidence and gratitude. If the answer is no, have the courage to redirect your energy, to set boundaries, to choose differently. Remember, every choice is an opportunity to align more fully with your true self and to create relationships that reflect and support this alignment. And each night, Before you sleep, review your day. Acknowledge the moments when you successfully chose yourself and chose who chooses you. Celebrate these victories, no matter how small they may seem. For each of these choices is a step towards the full realization of your divine nature. If you find instances where you faltered, where you made choices that were not aligned with your higher self, do not judge or condemn yourself. Simply acknowledge these moments with compassion, understanding that you are on a journey of growth and learning. Use these experiences as opportunities for greater awareness and commit to choosing differently in the future. As you consistently practice this principle of always choose yourself, then choose who chooses you, you will begin to notice profound changes in your life. Your sense of self-worth will deepen. Your relationships will become more fulfilling, and your ability to manifest your desires will increase exponentially. You will find yourself naturally attracting opportunities and individuals that align with your highest vision for yourself. Doors that once seemed closed will begin to open, and paths that were previously hidden will reveal themselves. For when you choose yourself, you are choosing the God within you, and nothing is impossible to God. Remember, my dear friends, that you are not alone on this journey. The entire universe is conspiring to support your growth and self-realization. Every experience, every relationship, every challenge is an opportunity for you to choose yourself more fully, to align more completely with your divine nature. And as you choose who chooses you, you are creating a community of like-minded souls, a support system that will uplift and inspire you on your path. These individuals will be your cheerleaders, your collaborators, your mirrors, reflecting back to you your own innate divinity and infinite potential. In closing, I want to remind you of the immense power that lies within you. You are not just a physical being having a spiritual experience, but a spiritual being having a physical experience. You are a unique expression of the divine with gifts and talents that only you can bring to the world. By choosing yourself, you are honoring this truth. You are stepping into your power as a co-creator with the universe. And by choosing who chooses you, you are creating an environment that nurtures and supports this divine expression. So go forth, my dear friends, with the knowledge that you are worthy of choosing yourself. You are worthy of surrounding yourself with those who recognize and celebrate your true nature. You are worthy of living a life that is a full and complete expression of the God within you. Choose yourself, then choose who chooses you. In doing so, you are not just transforming your own life, but you are contributing to the transformation of the entire world. For as you align with your highest self and surround yourself with those who do the same, you become a beacon of light, inspiring others to do the same. This is how we create heaven on earth, one choice at a time. This is how we fulfill our divine purpose and become living expressions of love, joy, and infinite possibility. This is how we honor the God within us and within all of creation. Thank you, my dear friends, for your attention and your willingness to embark on this journey of self-discovery and self-realization. May you always choose yourself, and may you be blessed with relationships that reflect and amplify your divine nature. Go in peace, go in love, and always remember the power that resides within you. The power to choose, the power to create, the power to be who you truly are. God bless you all.